What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt Devin with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning George Kambosos. Get this. George Kambosos claims that there will be a lot of excuses once I destroy Devin Haney. The IBF, the WBO, and the WBC franchise, the WBA lightweight champion George Kambosos went out of his way to assist his upcoming opponent, WBC champion Devin Haney. Kambosos went to bat for Haney with Australian customs. The two undefeated boxers are scheduled to collide in a full division unification on June 5th at Marvel Stadium. Okay. Due to a 30-year-old drug conviction, Haney's father, trainer Bill Haney, has been blocked from traveling to Australia, as you guys know, as I reported. At the moment, Haney's corner will be handled by Yoel Judah, the former world champion's father of the former world champion Zab Judah. Kambosos tried his best to secure entry for Haney's father because he doesn't want any excuses in the aftermath of the contest. He said, "Unfortunately, that's the situation. That's not my fault," Kambosos told Sydney. "I'm not the Prime Minister of Australia. I've actually reached out to a few high-profile people who have connections in the government to try to help the situation. I know there will be a lot of excuses once I destroy Devin Haney about the father, about the trainer, about the jet lag, about everything. I've been trying my best to see if he can get in, but unfortunately, that's not my problem. I've got a lot of my team here, and I'm ready to fight. I'm blessed to have my father with me in my corner, as he was for the Lopez fight. At the end of the day, everyone is parading Devin for making the trip to Australia, but they forget that I've been doing it, fighting overseas for 5 years. I had to often go without my father. When I'm going over there, obviously my father has been a massive part of my career, but I'm a man and I'm always ready to fight by any means, to fight by myself. I'm doing him a favor, giving him a shot at making millions of dollars, and then I'm trying to sort out his situation. But at the end of the day, it's not my problem. It's history again, like when Costa Zoo knocked out Zab Judah and took a lot of their belts. This is the same thing. History repeats itself. I can't wait to dismantle this kid." Those are the words of George Kambosos. Let me counterpunch. I'm glad that he at least tried to get Bill in, and I'm glad that he acknowledges that that is a great asset. Bill is a major asset to his son, and I do know that he's been fighting overseas. He's been doing a lot of things, but understand this, his biggest win against the biggest opponent that he's ever been with, and that's Teofimo Lopez, okay? His father was there with him. Make that apparent, so it's hard, or it's easy for you to compare, oh, well, hey, I've fought a lot of times without my father and I had to fight by myself. Yeah, you did. You did fight some guys without your father, I'm pretty sure. I'm not doubting that, but it wasn't the biggest fight of your career. It wasn't that night. Counterpunch. So at the end of the day, I think George Kambosos, he's looking at it like, hey, there's going to be a lot of excuses, blah, blah, blah. But I think it's really damage control, because he's trying not to allow people to feed into the excuses before they start. So what you do, you cut that off. You mention, hey, there's going to be excuses once I destroy this kid. My advice to George Kambosos is destroy Devin Haney if you can. And when I mean destroy him, I mean beat him up. I mean stop him. Because both of these guys are champions. Both of these guys are undefeated, and and they both want to win. They have not known what it's like to be losers. Okay, so we have to look that, yeah, he's coming to your own town, but you're talking about excuses. But then, are there excuses, or are there actually legitimate reasons and legitimate evidence on why you shouldn't go to Australia? Look at Manny Pacquiao and Jeff Horn. There was no way Jeff Horn beat Manny Pacquiao. He made it a rough, tough fight with the antics and, the bullying and the rough house tactics. Sure, he did that. And it's like, it is what it is, and they robbed Manny Pacquiao in Australia. So what makes you think that shit won't happen to Devin Haney? So yeah, Australia does not have a good reputation for their judges. And in fact, no judge should be from Australia. Since it's hometown, okay, you got the crowd, you got the energy, you got the hometown, the backyard advantage, but you shouldn't have the judges. At no means necessary. And then really, hopefully we don't need the judges, because hopefully we'll have a fight where it is stopped. Someone does stop the other one, and then there will be no, nothing that had anything to do with scorecards. If you take the scorecard element out of it, you don't have to worry about anything at all. But if George Kambosos is able to destroy Devin Haney, then there shouldn't be any excuses. No way, no how. I mean, people can use them. They're like assholes. Everyone has them. I get it. But, you really can't talk at the end of the day, especially if it doesn't go to distance. If it goes to distance, there will always be room for criticism, especially if those judges are from the Australia continent, or country, rather. Because that is a big place, Australia, right? The size of Texas. So at the end of the day, the excuses may be legitimate reasons, but George Kambosos shouldn't be worried about that as much as getting the job done with undefeated WBC champion Devin Haney. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of George Kambosos' claims. Once he destroys them, there will be a lot of excuses. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!